Okay, so this will be a quick demo on the usage of both the sentry gun and the generator. Keep in mind both are not 100% finished. There's a few tweaks and left to do. The generator, for example, if you notice on the edge here, still needs to have its render bounce set up. This is something I have to do in Volt's engine itself, as Volt's engine does take care of a lot of the rendering. These are just informing of what the render looks like, and then Volt's engine actually does all the work for us. So here's our GUI right now. I'm going to be adding a fuel tank render somewhere around here so you can actually visually see how much fuel you have left. It'll come with a tooltip that will actually tell you how much fuel is in there, including the maximum, as well as what you have in it. Right now, I am using lava to test for the fuel because we do not have a fuel right now in the current system. This will be coming here in a bit. If you do not have fuel installed, it will default to lava by default. You can configure this through the configs, of course. So if we go ahead and power this, you notice the sentry gun over here is not powered. It does have ammo. It is in the on state. You can turn the sentry on and off in here. It will, ignoring the status message, it'll be easier for debug. But yeah, that's it. This is. I'll work on tooltips for this part because it's a little difficult to sometimes tell what these are, but it's a work in progress. You got your different bays here. So you got your ammo bay. You can select what kind of monsters you want to attack. We do have a scroll bar over here. You can scroll up and down. It does tell you what types these are. There will be icons coming for this. There will be translation keys coming for this. The permission GUI is not finished yet for this. The only thing that's going to really be on here is just an input box to give what ID of the permission system you want to use. Same for upgrades. Your sentry is not going to have upgrades unless you want it to have upgrades. Same for settings. There's nothing really to do on here. So these two tabs will probably disappear off your sentry gun, and it'll just leave these three tabs. Of course, there will be tooltips. Tooltips for, of course, is of the hover state. Like, for example, if we hover over this, you see that there'll be ones over here to tell you what these are. Of course, you have your ammo. I'm going to be working on a texture for this. My texture artist has kind of disappeared on me, so this is one of the many reasons why it's taken as long to get some of the stuff done, as I've had to step in and do a lot of the work, including finishing off this model over here. So this is functional. It's in an on state, so right now we don't have any power, so all we have to do is dump some kind of fuel in here. I will be working on right-click interaction with the fuel tank, so you don't have to open the GUI to fuel it. Right now, you do have to open up the GUI and dump fuel in here. It will consume the fuel. It does consume it. The amount it consumes is configurable. Right now, it is set at 1 millibucket per tick. I will be working on code to allow it to consume 1 millibucket over multiple ticks. It will put the bucket in the output slot, and it will run. While this is running, this is now being powered. This can actually power anything, but it's set with a pre-configured list of tiles it's allowed to power. Right now, it's only set to allow to power the sentry gun. There will be a config at some point down the road to allow you to configure that. It does use the Volt's engine's universal power system, so it will work on IC2, RF, and of course UE tiles. That is a UE tile right there. So you can do whatever you want with it. If you decide to go down the road and power like an antimatter reactor or whatever. This does produce unlimited power. I will add a config to configure this. Right now, this machine right here consumes 100 RF a tick, and has a 3-tick delay on its power buffer. So it can run for 3 ticks after this generator fails, and it will continue running. Although 3 ticks is basically a blink of an eye. Right now we're out of power again because it does go through power rather quickly. You can fill this up. Apologies for that, my dog's barking at stuff. That's pretty much it at the moment. Now when it comes to the access system, you hit Control Grave key to open it up. I will try to add some notification to note that this is here, including inside the GUI here. We'll add a hotkey that'll actually open this stuff up. Also, Control Grave key actually enables the debugs on this. So yeah. So right now I have no profile here. You can click New Profile, create it. We can call this like Sentry Profile. Hit Save. You can now, of course, you can hit refresh to open up. Apparently I did have a profile here already set up. Now the GUIs do need more work. Apparently there's a few different things that have failed to run properly due to the full screening of Minecraft here. But you can click, say for example, you've got a hostile and a friendly group. These are set up to work with the FOF system, so friend or foe of the sentry gun. You can add people to the friendly list that you don't want to shoot. You can add people to the hostile list that you want to shoot always. Or actually, you go over here to do this. Unfortunately, these buttons are not going to work due to the full screen nature. But you can configure each one of these. Now, user, admin, and owner, whoever makes the group is default in the owner group. You can add admins. Admins default with certain permissions. The permissions are editable. You can do whatever you want with them. You can add people to users. Users are the ones that can open up the GUI and toss ammo in here. And then, of course, admin extends user, so any ability that the users have, the admins have. Any abilities that the admins have, the owners have. And then, of course, hostile and friendly do not have any abilities other than friendlies don't get shot by the sentry guns, and hostiles always get shot by the sentry guns. Although that also brings into the play if you open up the targeting system here, if you go to player, you can say, okay, I don't want to target anybody. You can say you want to target neutral, so people not on your list at all. You can target hostiles, people that are only marked as hostile on your list, and non-friendly, so anybody who's marked as hostile or non-friendly, so pretty much shoot everybody except for people on the list. And then you can target all, so you can decide you want to target everybody but who's on the friend or foe list. So this will not shoot admins and everything. It will shoot hostiles, it shoot neutrals, it'll do everything. This works on everything on the same type ideal. The permission system does allow for adding certain entities to your group, so you can say you don't want to shoot NPCs or something, for example. Tameable right here is going to be any tameable animal. It's going to be wolves and stuff. Animals is going to be things like cows and sheep. Flying is going to be ghast at the moment, although there is other mods that have flying entities. This is identified through a system, so if we hit a mod that has a flying entity that isn't identified by the correct data, we can add support for it. Same with the mobs, we can add support for it. Right now it shoots at hostile mobs only. And of course we have NPCs down here, which is turned off by default. This is configurable, this does save, and as I said, we'll get icons for these. And I still have to work on this and everything. But, I mean, it's working so far. Power checks up on this pretty well. Power is configurable. If you decide you want to change how the power works, you can go into the JSON files for the mod and you can edit it. There is external overrides. I am working on those, so instead of going into the jar file itself and editing this stuff, there will be a file in the config folder that you can just throw an external folder and go, okay, I want to override, say, for example, how much damage the sentry gun does, or what kind of ammo it fires, or what it does on impact. If you decide you want to make the bullets explosive when they impact, this is editable via this system. I'll go over some videos explaining how to do that from your perspective. There will be videos that will be generic as well because the system is built in Volts Engine and Armory. As I've probably noted before, this is based off of the Armory sentry gun. It is in your mod, but it works off a lot of the Armory prefabs. This is uses the Volts Engine prefabs over here for multi-block and uses the Volts Engine node system, which is something pretty new. It does work pretty well. The plan is that if the system goes well, I won't have to update your mod for the newer Minecraft versions. You'll just have to update Volts Engine only, but that is something that's a little bit far off the distance. Right now your code only works on 1.7. A lot of your tiles are still using the old code as well, so they will need to still be updated, but that'll happen here later. Anyways, go ahead and close this video out.